Have you ever sent an IT support request and then just wondered what happens to it? Where does it go? Well, today, we're going to follow that ticket on its entire journey. We're going to see how a simple request travels through this really complex, multi-layered system that's designed for just one thing, getting you a solution and fast.
We've all been there, right? You hit a technical snag, you send a help request out into the digital void, and then you wait. So what is really going on the other side? Is it just total chaos, or is it some kind of well-oiled machine? Let's find out.
The reality is actually pretty far from chaotic. A modern IT department works a lot like a hospital's emergency room. Every single issue gets triaged, sorted by how urgent and complex it is, and then it's routed to exactly the right specialist. It's a whole system built for efficiency. Because, let's be honest, mismanaged IT problems can bring an entire business to a grinding halt. Okay, so where does our ticket land first? It goes straight to level 1. These are the front lines, the first responders of the entire IT world. A great way to think about first-level support, or FLS, is to picture the gate agent at an airport. They're your very first point of contact. They are totally equipped to handle all the common stuff, like a password reset or a printer jam, and they do it quickly and effectively. And they follow a very clear process. It all starts with that initial contact you make. Then, they move on to identifying the problem, asking all those key questions to figure out what's really going on. Next up is analysis, where they dip into a knowledge base to find a fix. If they nail it, great, you got a resolution. If not, and this is key, they know it's time to escalate. So the whole point of first-level support is speed and clarity. These folks are masters of the common problems, they're armed with these massive knowledge bases, and they're skilled communicators who make sure that if a problem does need to move up the chain, it goes with all the right information. But what happens when the classic turn it off and on again just isn't the answer? Well, when the standard fixes fail, the FLS agent escalates the problem and our little ticket continues its journey up the ladder. And this brings us to level 2, the realm of the specialists. So if first-level support is our gate agent, then second-level support, or SLS, is kind of like the airline's supervisor. They're the ones who get called in when an issue is way more complex and requires that deeper, specialized knowledge that goes beyond the standard playbook. The process here, as you can see, gets much deeper. It starts with that escalation from level 1, then comes an in-depth analysis where they're digging into logs and system configurations. This almost always requires collaboration with other teams to finally develop a solution. And this is critical. They close the loop by sharing that knowledge back with level 1, which makes the whole system smarter. And this is really what defines their role. These are specialists with serious expertise in specific software or networks. Their real strength is in root cause analysis. They don't just patch up the symptom, they find and cure the underlying disease. But, every so often, a problem pops up that stumps even the specialists. It's not just complex, it's systemic, it's deep, and it requires the absolute highest level of expertise. So, for one last time, our ticket gets escalated again. And here we are. We've reached the final boss of IT support. The master detectives who take on the most challenging cases you can imagine. To complete our little airport analogy, third-level support, or TLS, is the airline CEO. They have the ultimate oversight, the ultimate authority. They don't just solve one passenger's problem. They fix the systemic issues that affect the entire airline, coordinating across tons of departments to implement these huge master-level solutions. At this level, troubleshooting is basically an art form. After the escalation, they perform what's called master troubleshooting, and they engage in multi-team collaboration, often with outside vendors or the original developers. Once a solution is implemented, the final, crucial step is documenting everything, making sure this superbug is recorded so it can never, ever come back. Now, solving problems is one thing, but the true genius of this system is its ability to actually learn from every single ticket that comes through. And this learning process is often guided by a framework called the PDCA cycle, Plan, Do, Check, Act. It sounds kind of corporate, but it's a really simple and powerful loop for continuous improvement. It makes sure that every solution doesn't just fix one person's problem, but it also makes the entire support system smarter for the future. So here's how it works in plain English. After a huge issue is resolved, the team will plan changes to the IT service plan. Then they do it. They implement those changes.
Next, they check to see if the changes are actually working like they hoped. And finally, they act by making that new process the standard, which prevents the error from ever happening again. It's a cycle of constant evolution. Okay, so after this journey through all three levels, let's just tie it all together and really look at why this whole structure is so important. Let's do a quick recap. Level 1, our gate agent, is all about quick fixes for common problems. Level 2, the supervisor, dives deep with in-depth analysis on complex issues. And Level 3, our CEO, develops those huge, systemic solutions for the most critical challenges. Each level has a totally distinct and vital role to play. So here's the bottom line. A tiered support system isn't just bureaucracy or red tape. It's a finely tuned engine. It takes this chaotic stream of problems and turns it into a smooth flow of productivity by applying exactly the right level of expertise to every single issue. It is literally what keeps the whole organization running. And that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. Think about the support systems you deal with every day. Are they just reacting to problems as they pop up? Or are they actively learning, adapting, and actually getting better with every single ticket they solve? The difference between those two is everything. Thanks for joining me.